So this is one side of the math worksheet that you have for homework, okay? So the in and out boxes, okay? There's a rule for every one of these, okay? Sometimes you have to figure it out. What's the pattern? But in case of letter A, okay, in case of letter A, what's the rule again? Add what again? Add 6. So somebody thought it doesn't say 2. It says add 6. So if I'm adding 6, 7 plus 6 would be 9 plus 6 would be 15. However, I have nothing and then 21. So if I'm going from here to here this way, I'm adding. But if I'm going backwards, I'm subtracting. So 21 minus 6, right? 1 minus 6? I can't subtract 6 from 1. I can't do that. Okay? I have to borrow from the 2. That makes it a 1. The 1 to the bar goes next door. Instead of 1, I have 11. 11 minus 6 is 5. And then 1 minus 0 is 1. So it would be 15 there. Okay? Now, if you notice letter B, does it have a rule? It doesn't tell me, but I could figure it out, right? Okay, so I'm either gonna add, subtract, multiply, or divide. Well, that's one of those rules. Okay, so let's add. 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, if that's the rule, if the rule is to add by 2, what's 6 plus 2? 6 plus 2 is 8. So adding by 2, is that a rule? No. So it's not this one. Okay. If I subtract by 2, well, 2 minus 2 is 0. Could that be a rule? No. So what am I going to do? Times by 2. Well, let's see. Well, I know what 2 times 2 is. 4, so that would work. 6 times 2 is 12. That would work. 6 times 2 would be 14. That would work. No, 9 times 9 is 81. So I'm gonna go if I went this direction, I'm multiplying. If I go backwards, what am I gonna do? The opposite of multiplication. Divide. So 18 divided by 2 would be what? 9. Because 9 times 2 is 18. Okay, so that's how you're finding what the rule is for those. Okay. You do the same thing for letters C, D, and E. Okay. This one they tell you what the rule is already, right? Okay. Look at letter E. Same thing. Just finding the pattern. Okay. It looks like when 4 goals are scored, how many points are earned? Okay. It says Sam made up a new game in which the players throw a frisbee into a hockey net. The table below shows the number of points earned for each goal. So if I made 1 goal, how many points is that? 8. If I made 2 goals, that's 16. So it looks like I'm multiplying by what? By 8, right? Because 1 times 8 is 8, 2 times 8 is 16, 3 times 8 is 24. So my question is, what's 4 times 8? Right? So that's how I'm going to figure it out. But then it says if I scored 10 goals, well, I'm going to have to multiply 10 times what's the pattern again? 8 times 8. And that's how we're going to do that. Okay. And then you have to figure out the last one there.